What is going on, guys? AEW Worlds End is this Saturday, so you know what time it is. It's time for some predictions and, a little different setup. Usually it's images going across the screen with me talking over it, but now you get to see my face live as I flip through these things because I got some things to work on, so we're going to probably rush right through it. I don't know why I'm moving my hand so much, but make sure you leave your predictions for AEW Worlds End down in the comments below, and let's get right to it. I'm recording this right after Dynamite just ended, and they announced several matches for this Saturday's show, including a 20-man Battle Royal, where you get a shot at the TNT Championship anytime, anywhere. I don't even know who the hell's going to be in this match. I would assume some guys that aren't featured too heavily, some guys you kind of forgot that were even in the company. Dustin Rhodes will be there, because he's in like every Battle Royal. I honestly have no idea who could win this. I would like to see Takeshita win. That would be cool. I'm just going to pick a random name. And I don't know who's been impressive recently that AEW kind of want to give a little bit of a push to. Roosh, maybe? Roosh would be cool. Brian Cage would be another possible winner that I think would be pretty cool to see. You know what, just for the hell of it, just because I think it'd be fun to see him get like a one-off little title match that won't really do anything. Jeff Hardy. Let's give it to Jeff Hardy. Why not? He's my boy, one of my favorites. Sure, let's just do Jeff Hardy. He's gonna win the 20-man TNT title shot battle royal. Also on the 0 hour, we are going to have Hook defending his FTW championship against Wheeler Yuta. FTW rules, so no disqualifications, anything goes. Yuta doesn't need to win the title. Hook, that's just Hook's title. It really just is Hook's title. Just have him keep it probably forever, honestly. Yeah, I don't see why Yuta would win. I like Yuta if he won. Cool. But Hook's taking it 100%. And now we have Andrade El Idolo against Miro. This feud has kind of been bubbling on Collision with CJ Perry managing Andrade while Miro's like, hey, you're my wife, but I don't want to be partnered with you, but how dare you manage another guy? I think that's basically what they're doing here. I would love to see Miro and Andrade, for that matter, get a big win, but both of them can't win this match. I could see Miro beating Andrade and maybe CJ Perry going back with Miro and then they actually do something together. But I think I'm going to give it to Andrade, have him beat Miro, have Miro's confidence wind down and be like, oh, CJ Perry, I realize I need you. And then maybe go from there. I don't know. But I'm going to give it to Andrade El Idolo. 8-man tag match. We got Jericho, Sammy, Sting, and Darby going up against Big Bill, Ricky Starks, the tag champs, and Powerhouse Hobbs and Kyle Fletcher. Like Kyle Fletcher, like Powerhouse Hobbs, like Ricky and Bill. Jericho, yeah, he's hit or miss in AEW. Recently he's been missing a touch. Sammy Guevara just returned on last night's episode of Dynamite, so that's pretty cool. Sting and Darby, always love them. I don't think Sting has lost a match. I don't think. So I feel like it might just be a feel-good win for Sting and Darby. Jericho and Sammy will advance their story with the Don Callis family, or Ricky and Big Bill. Maybe go after the tag titles. It's a safe bet to go with Sting's team, even though I'd like to see Kyle, Powerhouse, Ricky, and Big Bill get a huge win at a pay-per-view, but I think I'm going to go with Team Sting and Jericho and Darby and Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara. This is my moment to shine. And for the TBS Championship, we have Julia Hart defending against Abadon. I like Abadon a lot. I like the look of Abadon, the presence, the aura. But Julia Hart is not losing that TBS Championship. She has been doing amazing work in the House of Black and just in her own character. Her and Sky Blue forming a new partnership. Could be cooking up some good stuff. Although, like I said, I love Abadon. I just don't think they're taking the title. So Julia Hart, she's going to retain. In our other women's championship match, we have Toni Storm, timeless Toni Storm, taking on Riho. And it's good to see Riho back on our TV screens. And while, she could be a threat to the title, I don't think she's going to win. I think timeless Toni Storm is going to keep that title for quite a while, I'd say. Her gimmick, best women's gimmick, hands down. Best gimmick, not maybe in all of wrestling, but one of the best gimmicks in wrestling right now. So entertaining to watch. And, she's going to keep that title for a while, just like Julia Hart. So, Toni Storm, I'm choosing her to retain her title. And now we finally get the match we've been waiting like a little over a year for. We get Swerve Strickland going up against Keith Lee. They're finally doing it. They should have done it at Revolution. They should have done it at Double or Nothing. But that doesn't matter. We're finally getting it. Even though the feud has definitely took a long pause, I'm just happy they're doing the match. I like Swerve. I like Keith Lee. Keith Lee hasn't been used as much as Swerve, and I'd love for Keith Lee to get a big win on pay-per-view, but Swerve, they've just been building, and he's eaten a couple losses recently, in the Continental Classic. So I think Swerve kind of needs this win to get fully back on track, but I really want Keith Lee to have a strong 2024. You know what? I think Swerve is the right person to win, but I'm going with my heart. I want to see the big man Keith Lee get some huge momentum going into 2024. I am going with Keith Lee, and maybe Swerve's loss will build up anger inside of him, and he'll kill it even harder in 2024. Maybe, best of both worlds, I guess. I'm going with Keith Lee, though. Another disqualification match for the TNT Championship. We have Christian Cage going up against Adam Copeland. This should be a very heated and intense match. I think they're going to put on a good one. I don't know. I was a bit hesitant, going into a Cage versus Copeland feud. But you know what? It hasn't been half bad. I like the promos they're cutting back and forth. I love the intensity on Adam Copeland. And Christian Cage, he's one of my favorites in AEW. He is like the highlight for me. I love his promos. His matches can be fun, even though he doesn't have a whole bunch of them. Is it Copeland's time to take the title? He lost to him already on an episode of Dynamite in Montreal. I want to see Christian Cage retain. I want to see him hold that title for at least another half a year, maybe a little less, but I love Christian Cage's work. He's been doing so much fun stuff. Adam Copeland can go on and build up some other guys. He doesn't really need the TNT title, so I think I'm going to give it to Christian Cage. Continue that awesome reign of his. And now we have the finals of the Continental Classic. We got Jon Moxley versus Eddie Kingston. Longtime friends and rivals. Kingston has not been able to beat Jon Moxley. I know in 2020, I want to say, they had a couple of matches. We had the I Quit match, I think, at, I want to say, Full Gear, something like that. Either way, they feuded back in the pandemic era of AEW. They're reigniting that rivalry just for this little finals match. This would be a huge win for Eddie Kingston. He put up the Ring of Honor title and the New Japan Strong title up for grabs in this tournament. He put the titles up, and now there's even a third one to make it a Triple Crown Championship win, whoever wins the tournament. This would be a huge moment for Eddie Kingston. I love Jon Moxley. If he won, I'd be a bit bummed, but I would still be kind of happy because I love Jon Moxley. I think he's AEW's MVP. Him, Darby, Hangman are the three you can always count on that are really consistent. But I think it would be so wonderful to see Eddie Kingston get this huge win. He beat Claudio this year, overcame a huge obstacle there, and now for him to beat Moxley to close out the year, and I think he will. I'm going for Eddie Kingston to retain his 2 titles and become a Triple Crown champion. And in the main event, or what I assume would be the main event, the AEW World Championship is on the line. We got MJF defending against Samoa Joe. Before, they were kind of going back and forth, but common ground, trying to fight off the Devils and the Masked Men or whatever the hell. But on the most recent episode of Dynamite, Samoa Joe's in cahoots with the Devil, we saw, struck MJF in the back with a steel chair, and stood tall at the end of the show. So will Samoa Joe finally end MJF's title run? I could see Samoa Joe winning. MJF's been teasing the bidding war of 2024. Have him lose the title to make people think, oh my god, he dropped the title. That means he could go to WWE. Or you know what? I could see MJF retain. I think the most likely option, even though either outcome I'm for. I love Samoa Joe, love MJF. I think the most likely outcome is going to be MJF battling, scrapping, getting a W over Samoa Joe. And when he finally gets to his feet at the end of the show, he's like, I did it. I beat the hell out of Samoa Joe. Let's go. I barely did it, but I did it. The Devil will come out and attack MJF, and then we'll get the reveal, and it'll be... I really think it's going to be Adam Cole. That would be just heartbreaking, but also, holy crap. So maybe Adam Cole comes out at the end, and he takes off the Devil's mask after his goons beat up MJF. Maybe it's Roddy, the Kingdom, and Kyle. Those are my, best bets for who the Devil is and his henchmen. They're going to stand tall over MJF, and even if Adam Cole still isn't really medically cleared, he'll be there cutting promos week after week on Dynamite. So I think we'll see an MJF retain, but we will see him get destroyed by the Devil and the Masked Men. And there you have it. Those are my predictions for AEW Worlds End. It looks like a really stacked show, even though half the card was just made official tonight. But that's how AEW usually do things. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said earlier, let me know your predictions. Let me know what match you're looking forward to most. And, yeah, I'll see you when I see ya. Bye-bye.